So therefore, it's important that we understand the emotional situation and also the physical and the intellectual. If you have a headache, can you sit down and do quadratic equations? Yes? Well, when you don't have a headache, you don't want to do it. Not when you have a headache, for God's sake. You know, unless you are a little cuckoo, you know. So, I mean, think about that. I called my son, who's, by the way, graduate engineering school now, figure out. He says, well, I like really advanced math. So my daughter, who is really artistically inclined, she says, yes. She likes math. So, meaningful. I remember the first time they showed me an equation again, and I asked the teacher, when do I use this? She says, don't worry, when you grow up, you'll figure out. I don't want to grow up and figure out. Has to be meaningful. Has to be meaningful within the framework of principles and values. Has to be meaningful. We cannot teach the kids to be honest and they go home and they hear father and mother make some deals over the phone. It has to be meaningful. So, and it has to be meaningful with their lives. I'll give you an example, another non-meaningful concept that we used a long time ago when I was a mathematician. I was teaching in a university that was pretty much minority. So I opened the book and I wanted to teach them about credit and debit. So I opened the book and started talking about, if you have a credit card, this is what happens, and you pay and all of this. I had all of these beautiful colors and a nice credit card, you know, rotating in 3 dimensions. The kid at the end says, hey, you man, what's this credit card thing? He has no idea. No meaning. So therefore, all of the learning experience, it was worthless. So we are trying to do this meaningful experience here. That's why when we have a program, we do the theory here, we go and the kids, they see whether it's leadership, how in the government is used, how in business is used, and harmonious. This is something which we also forget. But at the school, you'll see we're moving now to develop some other centers and other services. And harmonious approach means that all dimensions, the teaching and learning has to be harmonious. And that is our business. But the learning is the business of the learning of your child and yourself. So, all right, here what is our praxis. And our praxis is not implementation, is not application, is we start, we learn, we modify, we move along. So, what is the leadership? Here's something that it is really unique. Our leadership goes as follows. We have the board of trustees. We have the president, who really doesn't do anything and gets a good salary. We have the functional area leaders, and I'll show you in a minute. We have the academic department chairs council, and we have the faculty staff. We have what we call it matrix organization. We have a vertical and horizontal. Now let's see what does it mean. And how is the benefit for our children? You know, it's nice, it's small letters so you do not recognize names and you cannot shoot them. So therefore, here's the deal. You see these boxes up there, there are different areas. 3 principals. We have the student affairs. We have the business manager. We have the Institute of Critical Thinking. And then we have the individuals that are going back and forth. But then we have a vertical leadership teams, academic department chairs. They are the champions at the level of content expertise. So the mathematics expertise, they get together, and that's K-12. And that integrates and that articulates what happens in the elementary school, into the middle school, and to the high school. So it's not a loose confederation of ideas. It's a uniform path. The second element that is important in this is that we will have the facilities that reflect our vision. The green buildings. We have the design, but mistakes in Greece happen every other day, and therefore laws change, and we were trapped because something changed in 2005. So we have to fix it, what's called zoning, and the minute we fix, we move along with a couple elements. Green buildings, we have this study, so our roofs, they're going to be green. And we'll talk about energy. Already we made the first step. We changed, about 2 years ago, all the windows, close to 400,000. So we save energy. Now we're looking for other alternatives, so for solar energy and so forth. We renovated about 2/3 of our institution, but we have to renovate the classrooms. We renovated the science lab. Before the end of November, we have a new science lab ready, but this is not sufficient. We repaired the building roof insulation because, again, we have not only to preach about the environment, also we have to be the example. And we go to something new. Well, we are looking to purchase land around us because you see we're surrounded by apartments. And the reason we want to do that, because there are a couple elements there. We want to have a new building for the early childhood program. At this point, we have 3 sections of JK and 3 sections of kindergarten. We never had so many kids, the age of, 2.5 and, 4.5. We have approximately, about 100? Almost 100. What that means that as we move with the growth, there are going to be 3 first grades, 3 second grades, 3 third grades, 3 of a kind. So that means we have to have plan for the growth. So we have a plan. We have the plan for new classrooms, and also we have a plan for having enough space for the children to move around. Otherwise, if they don't move a lot, then they come to the classroom, and that's happening there. Now, we continue with that because elementary school doesn't have a gymnasium. Elementary school is still playing outside on a semi-parking lot place and underground, so therefore we're looking that direction. Within the next 5 years we will have new closed gymnasium with light metal structure of the current tennis areas, new athletic playgrounds, and we're going to resurfacing the soccer field. So these are the elements that will make the life, the experience, the holistic experience of your children, definitely not my children because they're not going to be here, but hopefully their children are going to come here someday. So what else? Technology. We are an incredibly technologically strong campus for K-12. We almost finishing, I think we're almost finished the fully functional wireless campus, promote the access to library resources, where we are going to be ready in about, I think next academic year, all students, they will have remote access to our library, which usually universities, they do that. And all students starting 2010, 2011, 11th grade and 12th grade, they're going to have laptop as part of their registration fee. Right now they take TIE, the calculators, they're going to have a laptop. And by the year 2015, all the middle schoolers all the way up to high school, when they register, they get the laptop. So they have to worry about the laptop rather than the iPod or the iPhone and so forth. At least, that's larger and therefore they cannot lose it. And 100% of our classroom and lab will equip with interactive whiteboards. At this point, we have about 68% of our classrooms with interactive boards. And we're developing capacity for delivering online courses. Already we're starting, I think we are ahead of ourselves. We're starting a hybrid course. I think, is it February we're starting with the chapping? February. So we are offering a hybrid course. And as I mentioned, collaboration with the University of Pennsylvania to implement the educational search engine. And that's, in terms of technology,